Welcome back from Thanksgiving, and/or for those of you who stayed on campus, I hope you had a really restful time, including that fabulous warm Thanksgiving dinner virtually with your family. I know this is an odd time of the semester. It's the in-between. It's the time between where we finish a lot of our work, but you still have some papers to go, some tests to study for. We want you to do well, and we invite you to come on in. We're open every day except Sunday here in the Stamp. We want to be there for you as you make your way through the end of this semester, your cheering squad, the people who care deeply about your success, but also the place where you can refuel, get something to eat, find a quick place to pop a squat and study, or simply be present with a friend. This is your space. This week, we're talking with some of our friends. Instead of our usual interview or wonderful place to visit, we decided we would ask students, what do you want to know more about? What do you want me to answer? So I'm kind of your answer woman today, answering some questions you'll see from folks on video, but also some that came in via the Stamp social media. So we're going to answer your questions. If we missed any of them, please feel free to access social media for the Stamp anywhere you want and ask those questions, and we promise to get back to you. So let's answer some of our favorite questions.
Hi, my name is Divya Kapoor. I'm a senior information systems major, and my question for Marsha is, how do you stay connected during this time of social distancing?
Divya, that's an amazing question, and I'm glad you asked it. This semester, I'm teaching a first-year class for freshmen, all aspiring in the STEM field, and only 14 of the students live away from campus, 6 on campus. And I'm reminded often of the conversations we have about feeling disconnected, feeling isolated. I just finished talking with one of those students. She lives at home. What she did this semester, she did 3 things. She went to general body meetings of several student groups, a great way to just feel connected to other people, even if it's virtually. She took advantage of a 5-part series on leadership development called the Terrapin Leadership Institute. Again, a longer-term strategy for meeting some folks. And she also became engaged in La Familia, a group that brings together people that have a similar background or identity. It was a way to really connect with folks about a shared story. And those virtual connections for this at-a-distance person really did make a difference. I've got another student I just talked to last week. One of the ways he feels connected, he goes to the chapel. He goes to the Memorial Chapel regularly. Now, he's a piano player. There's a piano you can play in the chapel. When he's stressed out, he goes to the chapel. He plays his piano, takes a walk around the labyrinth. It refuels him. He may not necessarily connect with a lot of people, but he connects with his own head and heart, which is really important. One of the other ways I think we feel connected sometimes is to get involved in issues where you have a common passion to other people that you might know. So let's say you're really interested in thinking about how to work at the Turp Farm, or you're interested in food insecurity, and you want to help out at the food pantry on campus, or you want to advocate for feminine hygiene products being in every academic building. There are groups working in the Student Government Association, groups working as a part of other student organizations that may have similar passions to you. Study them. Maybe you'll take time over that long break during January just to explore TerpLink, see who has a common interest to you. The other thing, don't ever forget you got friends. Friends that you may have had since high school or grade school, friends that may come in the form of your family, friends that may just be acquaintances. Take advantage of just simply reaching out. Let's listen to another question I got asked by a graduate student.
If someone I know is feeling like they can't handle the pressure of the semester, what should they do? Where can they go for help?
You know, Roy's asking a great question that I think affects our graduate students and our undergrad students. I know for graduate students, you're on the precipice of big papers, or a thesis you're writing, or a dissertation, or your coursework is really being embedded in the time you're trying to take for your family or the time you're trying to do at work. One of the things that I would ask you to do is be kind to yourself. Give yourself grace. In this period of time, you can't do it all and do it at 100%. Sometimes you just have to stop. But sometimes you have to listen to what your own needs are. And there are amazing resources on campus. The folks in the counseling center will do telecounseling with you, even if you're at a distance from campus. You can see someone in person if that feels like that would be more comforting to you. You can see people short term as a part of a group or a part of a gathering or even a workshop in the counseling center that really is about gaining skills or assets that'll help you get through it. The folks in the health center can be present for you if the way in which getting through is affecting your body as well as your mind. And they can look at what might be affecting you with telemedicine or what might be affecting you with the mental health folks in the health center. Take advantage of the fact that right now, while you're here physically or here virtually, you have resources of people who want to reach out to you. The other I would say is there are faculty and staff members, TAs, and others who want to know something of your story. But sometimes it just takes a quick email to them. Hey, do you have a minute to talk? Can we arrange to Zoom together to talk on the phone? Faculty can be incredible resources because some of that pressure you're feeling may be academic in nature, and just walking into it, owning that it's causing you to feel a little bit underwhelmed with your performance or overwhelmed by the assignments, just lean into it. Ask the faculty member, how do we get on top of this? It's good to do. Don't run away from the problems. They'll still be there tomorrow. Take a nap sometimes, but then walk into it. How are you going to make this different, better? You can do it. We got a number of questions about campus safety. I know if you're like me, when you get those little text messages that suggest that there's crime being committed or has been committed in the areas adjacent to campus, it really heightens your anxiety. What I want to tell you is that's not a bad thing. It makes us all better prepared to take care of ourselves and take care of the people around us. But at the same time, it may not be in the geography you interact, but it does make us all think about safety. I want to give you a few quick points about taking good care of yourself. One is, don't go out there on your own thinking that at 2 a.m. a good jog is a good thing, right? I want you to be safe, make wise decisions. But I also want you to recognize that you can manage your safety in part by being present in whatever surroundings you're in, by choosing places where you will be among friends, among people. I love when folks come to the Stamp early in the morning to take a class or to study or to be present, because I know this is a place where there's a lot of folks regularly moving around, checking on the environment. So this is a really good place to be. Think about lounges in residence halls if you're still living in residence halls, or your housing unit, apartment, wherever you live. How do you know how to sort of be mindful of the environment in which you're in? The other thing is if you're at home or away from campus, think about the resources that are in your area, including places where you can go and work out and feel safe, or run or walk. There are places, but we all need to be mindful about the environment in which we're in for our physical safety, but also for our well-being in mental health ways as well.
Hi, Dr. Marsha. My name is Chris Luna. I am a senior majoring in international relations. My question is, hypothetically speaking, if everything goes back in person during fall 2021, what kind of events and programming should students expect out of STAMP and student affairs? Thank you.
Chris, that's a great question. I am fingers crossed hopeful that vaccines are out there, and by the fall of 2021, we are back at it, feeling physically safe and ready to go. I think you can count on a number of things. More people on campus. I think you can count on an opportunity to be in community together. So that'll mean more people that you can interact with physically. I also hope that that means more in-person classes, in-person events, opportunities to engage with student organizations. I don't know that we'll ever lose our virtual fingerprint. We'll still do virtual programs and virtual outreach, but I think you'll see more in-person events. We'll probably see things like the Vet Center reopen for ways in which communities can engage together in an in-person setting. All of that, though, is dependent on our public health. And we'll be playing this by ear, hoping against hope that as we get vaccines out later this year, all of next year, that we're at a place by the fall of 21 when we're ready to go. But until then, know we're thinking of you.
Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Yod, and I'm a senior economics and marketing major at Maryland. I'm also the president of C, so that means I spend a whole bunch of time in the stamp and always run into Marsha. And so my question to you, Marsha, is that used to be a place I loved to study in, and I'm wondering, is that still an option for students who want to study in the stamp? And if so, where can they go to study? Thanks.
Yoad, I think the world of you. Yoad's an amazing student leader, but he's also a scholar leader. And so he's thinking about studying, which we all should be at this time of year. The stamp is one of my favorite places because right now it's pretty quiet. So whether that's the second floor, the lounge outside of the Colony Ballroom, big chairs where you can sort of just take a moment in a little bit of sunshine and study, or the tables in the West Lounge on the first floor, just down from the lobby, that have lights and you can be there by yourself. And I've seen people studying there as a small group as well. I think there are ways in which the Baltimore Room is also a great place. Lots of tables and chairs really close to the folks in the food court. And that way you can grab a bite, be by yourself at a table, eating quickly, and then putting your mask back on and studying. The other place is the Student Involvement Center, which has some amazing tables and chairs and booths where you can sort of lose yourself a little bit by yourself, studying quietly or even taking a class. It is quiet enough in here that if you need to take a synchronous class, you can do that in any number of locations in the stamp. Friends, we want your questions anytime. So don't think today is the only time we're going to answer them. Check us out on social media. Tweet us, Instagram, whatever. The Stamp, UMD. That's our way. Connect with us.